Hi, I'm Nate, and this is The Hidden Race. We aren't defined by our performance, so on this podcast, we explore all the hidden races, which are the behind-the-scenes victories and struggles that shape athletes long before the gun goes off. This is Noella Ross. For the past 6 years, she's been an absolute joy in the high school Minnesota endurance running scene. She's run 206 in the 800, and she's won state twice in the 800, but it's the kindness and the humility that she shows to everybody around her that stands out the most. As she's such an inspiration to so many of you, we really dove into the everyday wisdom that not just fuels her races, but her life outside of running as well, and really try to put her in the shoes of an everyday runner and what they go through. This was such a blast to record, so I hope you enjoy our conversation today. So, scuba diving.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do that. So, what's the story with that? Because I know we talked about that before.
I think it started because my mom studied abroad in Australia and got her certification. So then once her and my dad met, he got his. And then if you go to the Caribbean, you can get it when you're 10. So
10?
All my
So you've done this since you were 10?
Yeah, we all got certified when we were 10 in Jamaica. And then ever since, we've gone on a trip every year.
It's crazy. What's been the favorite trip you've gone on so far?
I feel like the coolest thing we've seen was in Hawaii. There was a monk seal. And when you swim up on them, they go above and circle you, which sounds really scary, but somehow when you're underwater, it's less scary.
Well, they do that in the 800 anyway. You get circled.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Especially when you get to the college scene.
Yeah.
You'll get, what's it called? The monk seal?
Yeah.
Is that a verb? Can I say that? Sealed?
I don't know. Maybe.
Did they use that at the NCAA?
Yeah.
They do now. What are some super early sporting highlights that you've had in your life before you picked up running?
Ooh, my early sporting days were not anything crazy. I was the kid in soccer who picked flowers in the field.
Hey, same. No way.
During swimming, I like swimming, but I sometimes was the kid who would get out of the pool and go to the locker room. I don't really know. But I feel that really helped me grow a love for the sport because it wasn't result based. I just loved getting to be surrounded by people going to practice. So then when running came around and I found more success in it, I was able to already understand the foundation of loving it first.
Yeah. So go into that a little more. Just joining a sport, just the idea of joining a sport with a team. What did that kind of teach you about being on a team and contributing to a team goal? That would suffice.
The idea of showing up for each other and not just worrying about your own results. If you have a bad race, someone on your team probably still had a good race, and you can go and put your energy towards helping pick them up, getting to work towards trying to help build a team culture. A big thing at Chaska that I tried to instill was the get to mindset instead of have to.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's helped a lot. And I'm just so grateful for my team. And that's something I'm really excited for in college is learning a new team, meeting new people, even on other teams too.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. The get to have to mindset's super, 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 super and we'll get into how that plays out in your career in a little bit. But yeah. When you started running, this was 7th grade?
Yeah, I joined late in 7th grade.
Late in 7th grade. So this was 7th grade track.
No, I just joined cross country like a meet into the season.
Late into the cross country season. So when you first started, you're from Chaska, Chaska High School, southwest of Minneapolis. Be all listening, the Colorado people fans that I don't have. So what was your impression on the team, and who are some people that really led you in the beginning?
In the beginning, I was really surprised at how much I liked it. I remember my first practice, I did a 5-mile run, and before that, I'd only run 3 miles at the most. Really? And I think it took me over an hour to do. But I just had so much fun. It was a day, and the whole team slowed down and ran with me. And yeah, it was super awesome. Cool. And Caitlin was probably one of the first people, and now we work at TC together, even though she's in college now. So still are connected.
Awesome. Yeah, and there's lifelong connections.
Exactly.
You and I have kind of yet to experience that because we're so young, but I feel it's something that will really clutch up in the future when jobs and internships.
Yeah, just seeing someone someday and being oh my gosh, I raced you in high school. What's going on?
So yeah, first cross country season, what are some highlights?
From 7th grade?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like,
If the,
I
yeah.
remember I got under 25. That was the big thing. I was
Yeah.
super happy.
Yeah.
And it was during COVID, and at least during the Metro West meets we went to, there were they would put out hay bales in the race, I remember, which was super
Okay, we need to
fun.
bring those back.
Yeah, and that was just my first impression of cross country. It was just you go and run around, try to get faster. I remember I used to walk up some hills during races and then would just sprint the straights, and that's when my coaches were like, okay, you got to try track. So I feel
Oh,
the first cross
really?
country season was kind of just
Yeah.
figuring it out, but having so much fun.
So track, what was the first season of track like?
The first season of track was so much fun. I got onto the 4x4, and ever since then I've loved the 4x4.
Yeah.
They were everyone else on the 4x4 that year was juniors, and I really looked up to them.
Yeah.
We would always go do the post meet ice cream, and it's crazy. They all now are graduated from college, and I'm just starting college, which is so crazy, but so many good memories with them. And track is where I just learned, I started to really grow my love for the process and show up every day. 200s make so much sense just in my mind. Okay, go run as fast as you can half a lap instead of cross country. Go do a tempo run for 5 miles.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for the suit, I guess the high school runner that kind of struggles to really embrace the process, what would you say to them who, yeah.
Yeah, I would say definitely not, I feel it's important to find a specific part of the process that you do don't focus on parts that you necessarily don't. So for me, focusing on specific track workouts, before my races, I take ice baths, and in the ice bath the night before, I'm just sitting there. I only give myself that time to think about my workouts in the past week, so I don't overthink it. But
Yeah.
that's kind of how I embrace the process versus other people might embrace the process by after journaling after every workout or something. So just finding what works for you, I guess.
Yeah, that's for sure. First 800.
Ooh, I'm pretty sure it was at Jefferson, I want to say. I think it was a colder day, and I think the video I watched before state, because I was watching some old ones before state this year to just recollect.
Yeah.
And I think if it's the right video I watched, we went out, or I went out in the back and then sprinted the last 100 because I was so scared for 2 laps. I was oh my gosh, 2 laps of running fast, what? But then I ended up really liking it, and ever since have really loved it.
What do you love about it?
It's I like that because in the 400 you're not always coherent, but I feel in the 800 you are coherent of what's happening, and you're aware when you want to make a move, and you can start thinking about okay, I'm gonna go. And just when you're having a good day, it's so much fun to be at 150 and be no, I'm going.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. I like that you're not in your own lane the whole time, so you really can use the people around you to get better.
That's a very positive way to look at that. Because sometimes I'll watch
there have been times that's not been the best, but
the college races, but
yeah, that would be an adjustment. But
yeah, I can't even imagine running in college because not only are you running the race, you're also trying to fight people.
Yeah.
Maybe the men more than the women, but I watch the men's races.
We'll see.
We'll see, but regardless, I think it'll be really fun for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So for the first time for this episode, I really made people drop some questions in. So when you're 500 into the 800, right? This is the really hard part.
Okay.
I ran the event, I think 206. So you're 20 seconds faster.
Okay.
But when you're at that point, what do you lean on in that moment?
I feel for me, a big part is that's when I really put my workouts to work. This year we did a ton of broken 800s where we would have 300s as part of the brokenness of it. So I'd get there and I'd be okay, I've done multiple of these in a row at a super fast pace. I can get through this. And another big thing is I really focus on the last 150 of a race and breaking it up into 3 parts, because then it's just 350s. So kind of at that 500 mark being okay, just get to 150. And then there's the crowd on the home stretch and just up tall, strong. If there's people around, really use them. If there's not, they're still behind me, so still got to go.
So seventh grade state.
Yeah.
How did you either rely on yourself or your teammates? Or like, how did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when it was 2 classes still.
Right.
So our section was like 16 teams back then. Because there were way more teams in each section. And like, we weren't really supposed to make it to state, but a team tripped. So we ended up getting second. So like, we went into state just being like, okay, like, we're so glad to be here. Like, let's go have fun. So I remember like walking out, and it was definitely the biggest crowd I had to run in front of at that point. But like, just really enjoyed the moment, and like being the 7th grader with the juniors, like I just had so much fun and took it all in.
So what is a takeaway that you had from the first time going at state?
Just like how many fast people there are in Minnesota and how like inspiring. Yeah.
This was in 2022.
Yeah.
Now it's a little
even faster. Yeah.
Everyone's just running so fast now,
Yes.
which is insane. It is just great. So now Rebecca, she comes on. When was her first year? She
was way more of a swimmer than I was.
Yeah.
So she had a really hard time choosing between swimming and running, but she still joined in 7th grade.
So what's it like having her on the team by your side?
It's so much fun. Like, it could go definitely 2 ways, because we do cross country, Nordic, and track together.
Yeah.
And like, obviously there's been moments where like it can be hard. Like, you have a hard race and you don't want to talk about it when you get home, but then like your sister's there.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun just like getting to be with someone and watching them work so hard, and like driving to all practices together, like sharing inside jokes. Like, it has built our relationship so much, and it's going to be really weird next year. But
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, for like both of us.
Yeah,
but
yeah. How have you seen your sister grow as a leader in the past few years?
I feel like she's grown a lot in just like trying to bring the team together, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Like, she's a very funny person, and she uses that to bring jokes on runs, and she loves to have a speaker on all of the runs, which brings the team together. So stuff like that. So they'll be in great hands.
Awesome. So sophomore year cross country, what was like, what were your goals for yourself, and what were like the team goals?
Okay, so freshman year, I'd missed cross country state by like 1 place, I think.
Right.
So I think that was like the predominant goal, was to make it to state, which, not that that's the best way to set out a goal, because you should be focused on the whole season, but that's okay. We learned that. And I think I've always just been trying to figure out cross country, and I still haven't completely figured it out, but that's okay. So I think the goal is just to get faster, figure out what it's like to race for 3 miles on hilly courses instead of just 2 laps around a track. But I definitely had more confidence going in, which helped a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. And how did you kind of work with your team to eventually get to where you wanted to get at the end of the season?
I think just like making sure that like everyone had goals so that we could all help keep each other accountable. Whether it's like, I want to be on varsity for my first race, I want to finish a 5K without walking, just so we could all like watch each other get to our goals.
Awesome. So then because you'd missed state by, was it 1 place?
I think so.
Super, super close,
Yeah.
right?
It's crazy how it seems like such a big deal. And then.
So was it a big deal at the time? How did you take that?
Yeah, I don't think I was like, I think it was 1 place, but I think it was 22nd. So it wasn't like they got me at the line.
Yeah.
But like, I think it definitely fueled me.
Fueled you.
Yeah.
So how'd you take that coming into sections?
I think I like made sure to really think about a race plan and like be ready that last half mile, because I think that's where like, especially at Gale Woods, I tended to lose a lot of time at that point. So just getting ready to like know that a half mile is a half mile. If you can do it on a track, you can do it after 2.5 miles. So just getting ready to go and work.
Oh, Gale Woods. I forget it's like Gale Woods.
Yes.
For y'all that don't know, Gale Woods is notorious for just being a killer course.
And I think that year was the rainy one.
Aren't they all rainy?
Maybe. But I think my sophomore year is when like on the line, like people were falling at the start.
Really? Oh, that's worse than usual, which is saying something.
No, it was like downpouring.
That's insane. Because the thing about because at the end you get on that hill, which is like you always like, oh, you're done, but there's like these two like mischievous little. It's like they're little mounds, but it's like they got bigger during the race
Yeah.
because they don't seem like anything the
No, on
first,
the way out,
but
you're
on the
just
way in, it's like,
cruising. Yeah.
it's just brutal. Um, so then how did the race go?
It was good. Actually, I think I qualified for state,
Yeah,
but I think I the last half mile, those two hills like you were
so those
talking
got
about,
you.
I think they got me
Yeah,
again, but I was able to qualify for state, and I remember just like the relief that you feel because you don't know for sure because like the two
yeah,
teams come in and then
after
like
that.
there's the extra qualifiers. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
And Becca made it that year too,
right.
which was so much fun.
Yeah,
Like honestly, more fun because she was just so young and going up to her and seeing
because is it a 2 year age gap or is it
yeah,
2
too.
years? Okay.
Yeah.
So then coming into state, like knowing that you had Becca, I think it was Sydney as well.
Yes.
So how did having those two people really just make the experience? Just throw me in the state situation. How
Yeah.
was that?
I mean, like all of our runs leading up to it, we were all just so excited. Like on the Halloween run, we dressed up in Halloween costumes. And going into state, like we all felt really good. It ended up being really cold that day. Like I think that was the morning that there was like frost on the ground
Well, this was
before.
that year.
Yeah. That was my sophomore year. But again, just like super excited. It was all of our first state meets, so I wouldn't say we had a ton of expectations besides to just like go try to represent Chaska.
Awesome. Yeah. So how'd you feel? Like, were you nervous?
Yeah, I feel like, and it was like really interesting that there was three of us, but we didn't make it as a team too, because
Yeah.
normally like individuals like make it one or two. So it made it definitely feel like okay, we like the idea of a team, like we've all worked together, like we've seen it, like we're still a team, even though we're technically racing like individuals. And I would say we definitely all were like nervous at being the first cross country meet, but we like just reminded ourselves that it's still a 5K.
Yeah.
Like we've done so many 5Ks up to this point. So just focusing on what you can focus on.
So another one of those viewer questions. They want to know about your pre-race routine. I don't know if you don't need to say like, drop your secrets. If you don't want to drop your secrets, I don't know what the social norms are behind that. But like, how does, and maybe it's more of a mental thing too, of like having to get ready. So put yourself in the shoes of like, what is it, 10th grade you in that specific meet. Just
Oh,
like, what does that look like for you?
yeah. I don't know if I remember from, I feel like
Doesn't
my
matter
routine
what the
hasn't
meet,
changed a
but
ton,
yeah.
but I will go like a little bit more like what it is now. The night before, I always take an ice bath, which I know is kind of a hot take. Some people think you should only like do them after workouts, not the night before a race, but it's like where I get ready. And my big thing is only taking like really taking that time to think of a race plan and like focus on it. But like once I'm done with that, like I'll go do my homework or I'll go watch a movie with my family, like move on from thinking about the race. And then in the morning, I'll think about it one more time. But more specifics, my pre meet meal is always pasta with a peanut sauce, which I like. And then the morning of the race, I always like get up, get ready, do some devotionals, and then at school I don't think about it a ton, but personally before races I like listening to country music, which is another like kind of hot take, but because people don't love the slowness of it, but I just like listening to the words and like the enjoyment of life and like that's what I get from it. And then I do 7 minutes for my warm up, drills, stretch. I have quite a few different rollers that I like to use. Double time my spikes, go. Nothing too crazy yet, but yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned the idea of music because like you said, like some people, but I think it comes down to individual preference because I think people have different, needs.
Yeah, they get them ready for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like this is not by no means like advice, but I feel like I think you almost want to do the opposite of what you're tempted to do.
Yeah.
Or it's like if you go into a race super nervous, then you want to have like low key music. But
Mm-hmm.
if you go at the race like super like, oh, I need to I get hyped up, then I listen to hype music.
Yeah.
It's something that I've
what you're saying. Yeah.
tried to like experiment myself, but I don't know. This is my theory. Um, cool. So then coming into, so this is your sophomore year track.
Okay.
So this is 2023.
Yeah.
I should probably do a better job of setting up
No,
these
that's okay.
storylines because you're
I'm
going like,
following him.
oh,
It's okay.
I gotta go through my whole life. It's like,
No, that's awesome. It's good.
No, but also we are very, very efficient right now. We're only 30 minutes in.
Great.
Um, cool. So what were you looking for in a sophomore year of track?
So junior year, I had to run my first 800 at state.
Yeah.
And I remember prelims.
Oh, yeah, junior year.
Or no, freshman year. Sorry.
Wait.
Oh my gosh. No, freshman
We're
year, I had to
good.
run my first 800 at state. And I'd come in with a 216. And in prelims, I got a 213. And that was my first time like really going for it. Like Tegan Anderson was in my prelim heat. And I remember just like going with her. And after the race, I remember going up to her and being like, "You're so inspiring to me." So then going into sophomore year, like having that confidence of knowing, because I feel like there's kind of two ways to an 800. Like you can race it a little bit more calm, or you can race it where you like really take that chance. And prelims at state that year had been my first time taking that chance. So going into sophomore year, like I really was just looking forward to taking more of those chances.
Just taken by the horns.
Yeah, being more used to the track, being ready.
So how did that kind of change how you approach racing, and how did that eventually cause would you say that this was the year that it kind of flipped, like you had your mental shift of like, oh, I'm doing this for fun,
Yeah.
oh shoot, I want to get this record to do this, or, and this is the other side of it, like, were you throughout even now are just like, oh, I just want to have fun and like experiment, see how far I can go?
Yeah, I mean, I always want to have fun and just like see what can happen and like enjoy the process and bring like positivity to those around me and help them enjoy the process too. But of course, there's the competitiveness too of like having goals and trying to like make a difference. But I would say, in specific to that race, that was when Sydney Drevlo was there and like she was way ahead of the whole field, so just took it out super fast. So that was my first time like truly racing a ton of people because the rest of the field was in such a tight pack.
Yeah.
I'd say that was my most tactical race up to that point, which again like showed a different side of the 800.
Oh, this is the race when Lalo came from like.
Yeah, I think she got second.
State.
Yeah.
She came from like second.
Yeah, so it was like a huge like it was everyone's, I feel like, first tactical race. Besides Sydney, who's just like way out there.
And knowing where Layla is now in her tactical racing expertise at Summit, like, that was one for the books. Yeah. So at this point, you've gone through like multiple state meets. Like you've kind of, how are you able to like apply some of the lessons that you learned in the beginning and how to like tackle pressure?
Yeah.
Except this time it's more individualized, right? Because you're not going with your team every time. You're not running every event with your team. So how did you take what you've learned with your team and apply it to your own career?
Yeah. I feel like being that like your team still sees you at practice every day, like even if they're not physically with you, you still know that you have their support. And then still like a big thing for me is like before races, just like being with my coach and like he knows all the work that I've done. Like we can talk it out. And he also is a very like, this is for fun. Like obviously we want to be the best, but we want to have fun too, oriented person. So just like going into races with that mindset has helped a lot.
What would you say to someone who like, not the people that are like on these crazy teams with these people, like in these super deep teams, I guess like the overachievers, and overachiever can mean anything. Like it can mean just the idea of running on a cross country team and like PRing every meet. Like that's overachieving what you've achieved before. Like that's kind of how I define that. So then when you just consistently get better at something, you kind of feel outside pressure from family, friends, and other people, but also from yourself. And I think that's kind of that silent killer of like, motivation is that self pressure. So what would you say to somebody who struggles with that expectation? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people would agree with this and like on your past podcasts have said the same thing, but like that's really where your faith comes in and realizing that this is for something bigger than yourself. And like, if you're worried, pray about it. Like, it's not all on you. Like, you have a higher power, and that brings a lot of peace to a lot of people.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So then, I think it was your freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah. So you went to NOM.
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah,
freshman year.
with the speed demons.
Yes,
The speed demon
yes. Oh
experience.
gosh.
Yeah, that was cool. So how was it? And what did you take away from like participating at that arena?
Yeah, I remember it was really fun. Like that made the tactical race at state that year like to a whole new level being in an 800 field. And I think like normally they put like 15 people in each 800 heat. So that was the first time I was truly boxed in, and it obviously was still so cool to run at that track. But I remember like definitely being frustrated because I finished the race and I was like, wait, it's done already? Like, shoot, I didn't even have time to like make my move. But doing the club DMR was super fun and like showed because we all were from different schools on it. So it just showed how big of a sport this is and that it's so much fun to have those connections.
Yeah, awesome. What was your favorite experience from Eugene that wasn't running related?
Ooh,
Because at that point, had you traveled to a meet,
I don't think so.
you had
No,
it. So like, what
no.
was just the travel? Like, what was the life
Yeah.
experience like?
I mean, it definitely makes you feel cool, which is super fun. We, I'd say Nolan also went with us, which like had that Chaska connection, and we all went to Tracktown Pizza, which was fun. So that was a good memory, I'd say.
Fantastic. And there's a lot of more of those experiences. Get
Yes,
into a little
exactly.
bit. Okay. Okay. So junior year, the idea of like for having to perform well in your junior year because of recruiting and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's another layer of pressure. So what would you say to someone who is ending their sophomore year and now starting to, and this might align with some of the stuff we've said already, but like,
Yeah.
what are some things you would say to that person?
I definitely would recommend like making goals to help like keep you accountable. Not that like you should be super hyper fixated on a specific time, but just kind of narrowing down like, okay, this is what I want to do, especially like maybe school specific goals. Like, okay, I'm really interested in running in this specific conference. This is what these times are like. Start reaching out to the coaches. And even if your times don't necessarily align, like a lot of it can come down to character too. So just like making sure that you're being who you want to be, and that will help you get to those faster times too. And the coaches will see that too. They'll be like, okay, they're improving and they like have this awesome mindset. Like, I'm definitely interested.
So you definitely see a parallel between mindset and performing well on the track.
At least the coaches I talk to, yeah. And in my own experience, like going into a race, like angry or even just like thinking about other people's performances versus like, okay, like I can do this, focusing on what you want to get out, no matter what other people do, can lead to a much better outcome.
Awesome. Are there like some things that you tell yourself before races that could kind of reframe your mindset a little bit?
I would just say a lot of like I can, and the once again I get to, and like this is like the reward of all the hard work. Like go see what can happen, and then if a race doesn't go the same way, what's really nice in high school is there's another one the next week. It's not like a marathon where you wait like a couple more months to get a try again. Like you get to try again the next week.
Very true. Very true. So what did you take away from your junior year of track and how did it kind of fit into your story?
Yeah, it was, I feel like a big thing that came away was like that prelims race at state my junior year in track, where like someone took the race and we went out faster than I had before, or like in a while. And then I was able to just keep it the second lap. And that was like, I remember coming across and seeing sub 210 and like being shocked because at sections that year I got 210.01. So I was like, oh my gosh, if like, obviously it's okay if I don't, but like that was really something I was targeting. And then to get 208, but then it being so rainy in finals and getting a 212, but winning it really like broadened my horizons of the sport, that it's not always about the time. And like races are about racing people first and foremost, and the times can follow. And different races can have different priorities.
That's refreshing because I think a lot of the people on my side of the aisle, like people who make content, is like, oh, I want to see Noella Ross on a 206 in the 800, and it's like I tend to criticize that a little bit because I don't really think that racing is all about times.
Well, and like it is hard if you're having super good practices leading up to a race and you're super excited to run fast, but then the race just goes out slower. But
yeah,
like it's all just a learning experience, and you can always take that away because even at super high levels, sometimes races go out slow and it becomes racing people, which is awesome and so good to be able to have those experiences already.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it's hard to rely on times. I mean, this comes back to the whole faith aspect, but like it's so hard to rely on times
Yeah.
too because they're so fickle.
Hmm.
So I guess for like seems like for younger athletes, it would not be good for them to like rely on linear
Yeah,
progress.
I'd for sure agree. Yeah, just focus on, and like with that, focusing on a specific part of your race. So like no matter how the race goes out, just try to have a super strong finish. And that's something that my coach and I talked about like early in this season, was just no matter like what time we get, we're going to just really focus on that last 150. So then when it comes to the championship season, that's what you've been doing all year. So when those faster times do come, you're ready to focus on that part and know that you've already had so many fast finishes.
Yeah. So when you have like a race, when you're like, we're going to dive into like that post race, what's it called? Because I think people kind of fall into one of two pits when it comes to like post race analysis, where it's like black and white thinking. They'll say this was amazing or this was terrible, right? But I feel
Yeah.
like there's more nuance to that. So how do you approach like post race reflection and how does it play a part?
Yeah. I feel like I'm grateful that after a race, like I'm always just grateful to have done it. But then as like the feelings start to set in, whether they're good or bad, I like just go for my cool down. I always try to go with my team so we can talk about something outside of running, whether it was a good or not what I wanted result. And no matter what the result was, I never watch the video till the next day when I'll have like a fresh mind. But if I am frustrated, I definitely let myself like feel it for that day, because it is important to like pick up on what could have gone wrong, or like sometimes it's just not your day and that's okay too. But more specifically, like after a good race, I also try to only think about it for a day, and like, because you don't want to like get too in your head about it where you're thinking about it too much and then it like transfers into your next race already. So either way, I just use them in different ways to motivate my training. Like if it was super good, okay, awesome, I'm here. If it wasn't what I wanted, okay, awesome, like I'm going to use this to help drive me.
Yeah. What are some things that like people on the outside, how should they support a runner who's had a, I guess that's kind of nullifies my question, but like a bad race
Yeah.
in that? Yeah.
I feel like just like talking about stuff outside of running, because like running obviously is a big part of a lot of people's lives, but it is only like an hour or two of practice every day. So there's like 18 other hours that you're awake and doing stuff, depending on who you are. But there's so much else to you than a runner.
So
Yeah.
much more than your sport.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of which, what are some things that were some things that you outside of running?
Okay. So the scuba diving, the camping part. I work at TC Running, which is super fun. I last summer at the park down there, my sister had a stand at our local farmers market. So I've done a ton of baking with her in the past, but this summer she's sadly not doing it. Um, I feel like a lot of the stuff I spend my time with is like just if someone asks to do something, like saying yes, like going to the beach with my friends, going for walks with my family, going to get ice cream, just stuff like that.
Coming on a podcast with some weirdo.
No. Also, this year before races, I started coloring in a coloring book, which
Interesting.
was kind of fun, and I'll probably keep it up.
So what does that do for your mind?
I think it just gives you something to do instead of just like sitting there. Like, start coloring.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wait, I love that
Yeah.
actually.
It was fun.
That's so cool.
I just like one day it was in my backpack. Like, I think my little sister like meant to put it in her school backpack and it was in my running backpack. So I was like, okay, I'll color. And then it became a thing.
Well, if I go to when I go to AAU nationals with my team,
Yeah, bring them some coloring books.
yeah, I'm gonna be the team weirdo, but it's gonna be amazing when they all run PRs and crush it.
Yes.
So it'll be great. Cross country, your junior year.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try something a little different that I've never done before in the podcast.
Okay.
And it's something I do in my small group
Okay.
Bible study.
Oh, I know. I think I know.
What do you think it is?
High and low?
It is a high-low buffalo.
Okay.
So junior year cross country, high-low buffalo.
Okay. Junior year, gotta think back. Like, it's not even that long ago, but it feels like so long ago. My high was I did, like, leading into conference, I just wasn't really, like, cross country was just a little bit frustrating. So I signed up for an open race at NXR, and then I won my open race, which was super fun and just unexpected. Got a PR. I'd say a low was Like, it's funny, you don't really remember at the moment, but I feel like there were probably just some races that like didn't go exactly how I hoped. I remember there were just like I was really struggling with my finish, especially after coming off of track where like I developed a really strong kick and then it just felt like it wasn't there in cross country, which looking back a 5K is very different, so it makes sense that it won't be there. But and then a Buffalo, we went to an arcade before a race and had a lot of fun. So
Was this NXR?
yeah.
Oh, is it? I've
Like
been to
inside
that
a
same
pizza.
one.
And
The
then
one
they
in,
all ran like PRs the next day. So just shows how important
gosh,
it is to like not always be thinking about your race the night before and just doing something fun.
that's a huge takeaway. I
Yeah.
think that I need to start telling people to do that.
Yeah.
It's like even I need to do that. Like when it just separates you from your sport.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to NCAA's and just give people. I should sell coloring books.
Yeah.
Make some money.
You can make like inspirational ones with quotes.
Oh, I should take like my graphics and
Oh yes. Just
AI.
color yourself.
Not me. Well,
No, you give them to the people. Yeah.
So then I'm gonna go to state and they're gonna be you, and it's gonna be like, why?
Okay.
That's gonna be that'll probably be funny. Cool. So that's interesting because you like it took a lot longer for you to figure out what the lows were,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
just shows number one how positive you are as a person.
Oh, thank you.
Number two, like, do you think that like why do the highs stick out to you more than the lows?
I think because the highs are like you can more clearly see your hard work through the highs and like every single day that led up to them. And like that helps them stick out. And specifically like the lows, I feel like in the moment, like if you would have asked me during junior year, I probably could have told you my exact low. But like now that time has passed and new things have happened, it's a lot easier to just remember the moments that stuck out.
Yeah.
And were filled with positivity and probably being around your team and your support system.
So going back to like TC running,
Yeah.
what is the value, I guess, of having like friends, runner friends, coworkers that are outside of your team?
Yeah, it's super awesome. Like talking about anything from training just to what shoes we like. I always get excited to go to work. Like you have something in common with everyone who works there, that you're a runner and enjoy the sport. And like one of my favorite parts about working there is when like a 7th grader comes in looking for their first pair of track spikes and they're just so excited and new to the sport. You get to help sell them their first pair. And like most of them have no idea what they're about to get to experience, which is so fun.
It's just popped in my head a second ago. Do people when like those younger runners come into the store,
Yeah.
do they like recognize you and your coworkers as like the people from the state meet? Or
If they do, they don't really show it. Like I've never had anyone be like, "Oh, you're Noella." So
no one's like, "Oh, can I get your autograph?"
no, I would say some like older people who are coming in for walking shoes have recognized me.
Really?
But, like younger runners have never really said anything. But I remember when I would go there as a younger runner, like I was always so excited to get helped. And like if they asked me how my races went, I was so excited to like tell them my PR. So I make sure to do that because it's so much fun. But I was way too scared to like say that I knew them. So
yeah,
it could be something like that.
Yeah. Cool. So that community aspect of just having those people around kind of plays into this next part of the story. You might know where I'm going with this, but indoor season. What made you want to, try that next like, even though you've at this point, when did you commit to Iowa?
October.
Okay, so you've already committed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You've posted, you've done all this stuff. So now, in a way, like the recruiting pressure doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So indoor season, like, what was the rationale behind that?
So I went to Momentum once last summer, and like I love the idea of just everyone being there, and like just all these people are choosing to be here. Because like obviously in high school people are choosing to be there too, and I've had such a good team, but specifically like they're choosing to come here in their own time to a Momentum practice and like really want to get better. So going into the winter, I had also like I did Nordic skiing and I really enjoyed it, but I was okay like backing off of Nordic a little bit and going a little bit more into the indoor track. So, and I had really big goals coming into this track season. And like from the first Momentum practice, I loved it so much. It was so much fun, such a good group of people, like doing workouts with Carly and Belle and all of them, just all working hard towards goals and holding each other accountable, having so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those guys so much.
Yeah.
Everyone in the team.
It's awesome. Like, I'm actually gonna miss it so much.
Yeah. So who was like your main group of people that you trained with this indoor season?
Um, most of the workouts I would do with Carly, but then towards the end of the season, we started going in with like one of the guys groups. And then if I was doing more stuff towards the 400, I would be like with Belle and Mackenzie. Um, but yeah,
I thought doing a outside recording, but this is great. Birds are chirping. You know, it's good that this is in the morning too, because it'll be hot.
yeah.
I ain't doing this when it's hot up. This is a question that I was like, oh yeah, that would be hard. How did you do momentum and skiing at the same time?
So at the start of the season, I would only go to momentum on Saturdays because we didn't have Nordic practice on Saturdays. So my idea was like the momentum or the Nordic was building my base. And then the momentum was like allowing me to run and like be ready for once Nordic. Because if you don't make it to state for Nordic, it's done like the first week of February. So then I still had all of February and March to do momentum. And so the days before races, we would have waxing days. So I'd go to momentum those days too. So it was definitely like a little bit tricky at times, but both coaches were super understanding and I was definitely able to get stuff in. And then once Nordic phased out, I had that strong base built from skiing and was able to just add on those finishing touches of the speed with going to momentum the 3 days a week.
Yeah. You did DECA too, right?
Yeah.
Was that also in the winter?
Yeah, but at Chaska, well, yeah, the competition's in the winter, but at Chaska, we have a class for it in the fall. So you do your whole project during school time, during the class. So not too much outside of it.
I mean, this is another thing that you do with all the other stuff you do with running. So balance in your life. How does balance work? Because you do all these things out there all the time.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
I mean, I feel like it definitely helps during the school year when you have the structure, like, okay, I'm going to school this time to this time. Like I had one online hour, so sometimes I would lift during that hour or do something related to recovery. And then you have your set practice time. So I feel like just really embracing that model and then really prioritizing your homework. And like, I definitely haven't always gotten the best sleep, which is something that I've really worked on over time. But I feel like I've gotten into a good routine where before practice, I'll do some homework, but I'll do the bulk of it after practice.
Yeah. It's a lot of planning that kind. And then
Yeah.
you're going to be a lot better set up for college than a lot of people are because
Yeah.
first of all, you've run indoors.
Yeah.
You've also figured out to some degree the time management that you need to have, which is very, very important. So we talked about this a little bit earlier with sleep and then just like mindset and just whatever, right?
Mm.
But rest and recovery.
Yeah.
How does that work for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's so important. Making sure that I try to get like 9 hours of sleep a night, which during school obviously can be a little bit tricky, but prioritizing it, also making sure that you're eating enough all the time, making sure that you're staying hydrated. I have a huge water bottle collection and I love them all. I am one of those people. And then also just like recovering your mind is what's so important during either like your week or 2 weeks off. Just making sure that you're leaning into your outside hobbies, finding the people around you. Because sometimes in the midst of a track season, it can be like you're constantly telling your friends no to hanging out. So making sure that like during the summer period, you're like leaning into the people that put so much into you.
So indoor season. So what was it like your first ever? And well, I mean, you kind of technically did those wackadoodle races with the track season, but racing in, was it January?
Yeah.
Like you've never raced that early before.
Yeah. I remember like just going in and I was like, okay, like if I can get a 2:16, like that would be awesome. And then I got a 2:12 that day and it was so much fun. And like Connor also did Nordic and he was in my heat. So we were like, because at that point I was only still doing the one momentum practice a week. So we were like, whoa, like Nordic is actually really helpful. Wow. And that was just awesome. And like that was we were getting towards the end of Nordic. So I just was so excited to start going to practice more often for running. And just right away, I was able to see the momentum community. Like we were all at that race cheering each other on. And yeah, so much fun.
You race because in these like rinky dink like USATF meets, like they put you in with the guys.
Yeah, and like all ages, which is so cool.
So what was it like having people to run with in your race?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, specifically the guys, like it is definitely way more physical than any race I've been in before. Like they are not worried to throw an elbow. So, I mean, it was a really good experience, and they definitely had they all just had super good kicks, which I remember being like, whoa, like, okay, let's go. So it was great.
yeah, awesome. What the heck happened at SCSU?
Like,
So that's what everyone wants. That's all the viewers want to know that.
yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I remember like our workout, I think we did a workout Wednesday and the race was Friday. And Carly and I had just like worked together so well in that workout. And we were like, okay, we'll just like, we can run our race like this, or we're just like working together, like both wanting each other the absolute success. Like Austin had to talk with us before, like, okay, whoever wins, like you guys are still each other's like biggest fans, like no hard feelings. And so being able to both get huge PRs and just work together was so much fun. And I feel like being on a 300-meter track, like made the race very exciting because I didn't really know where I was in the race. And like all of a sudden it was the end. But that was another, I feel like a big, like pivotal moment where it was like, okay, this is the next level. Like when you're running this pace, like it feels like you're running fast the whole time. So yeah.
What was it like being in the same heat with a collegiate heat? And what was it like just like approaching that level of competition?
Yeah, I feel like it was super cool, especially because like Layla was in it, who we had already raced. And like obviously Carly and I both knew that we were going to get a run in college the next year and where we were going. So we knew that like that was going to be us soon enough. So just seeing all of them, it was awesome. Yeah.
What'd you guys go out in? Oh, do you know? Because it's through
No, I think it was like 61. Yeah.
61, 66?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it was 62. I don't know for
62.
sure, but we got out fast, which was awesome. Like,
Have you ever gotten off that fast before?
no. And I don't think I have since. That was the goal to do in state finals, but
So whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
just went the opposite direction that time.
You guys,
And it just shows like how much other people can help.
yeah,
you.
and
Like,
that's
on
what
my own,
I
I probably wouldn't have gone out that fast.
That's what actually was the next thing I was wondering. Like, if you had, what is the value of having people to run with in the race that really took it up to the next level?
Yeah, so much. Just like where I feel like, especially the first half of the race, it makes it go by so fast because you're kind of just thinking about your positioning. Still like trying to feel calm, but like thinking about positioning, and then just knowing, especially when it's a teammate you've done so many hard sessions with, knowing that you both are ready to like go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was New Balance?
It was really fun. I got to be in the fast heat, which was awesome, where you get like the kit, and it was definitely a huge learning experience because it was the first time I was with that many other people who are running so incredibly fast and are so amazing. And I feel like it was kind of back to how it was my first time at Nike, where it was like the race was done and I was like, whoa, it's already done.
Right.
Because you're so focused on positioning in that you forget. Like, I feel like in that race specifically, I was more focused on when they were going to make their moves than when I was going to make my move, which was definitely something super valuable to learn.
You were racing like Paige Shepard?
Yeah. Yeah.
203? I forget what it's like too flat now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
That sound like super fun.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's one of those things. It's like you have nothing to lose.
Yeah. And it was my first time on a bank track too.
Right.
It does play a little bit of an impact, I feel like.
Yeah. Does it feel different running on a bank track?
I think so. Like, I just felt like I was like not used to it. Yeah. I don't know.
Tilted.
So that would be good to get used to in college.
Yeah, because there's one down in Iowa, right?
Yeah, we have
so,
one.
You have one. You'll practice on one,
Yeah.
which sounds really foreign to you right now. But
yeah,
it's like it's insane. Cool. So senior year of track. So what were you looking for at senior year?
I feel like once I learned about the in-state record, like that, I got really excited about that. But I also was just so excited to race again, and the indoor season was so much fun that I was like, okay, like we're at a good place right now. Now let's get outside, see what can happen, go back to like my high school team, but like still get all this support from Momentum and like know that we're still cheering each other on. So it was definitely the most community I'd ever felt, which played a huge role.
So it was 206.5 was the state
Yeah, it was
record?
5:0.
5:0.
Yeah,
And you'd run 2:07.5.
3:3.
Oh, no, 2:07.3. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a different time and a different meet that we'll get to. Spoilers. So actually, we'll talk about that meet right now. Hamlin, you dropped 2:07.5,
Yeah,
9, I think. I don't know. What was it like? Because that race, that race was very. I mean, it was like tactically, it was very interesting. I
yeah.
mean, I mean, we don't need to dive into the nitty gritty, but we can if you want. But the point is, like that race, like what was like your thoughts going into that race? Because
I
people had
remember,
been running out of their minds in the indoor season.
yeah, I remember coming in and like just the weather was perfect that day. So I was like, okay, like let's do it. Like honestly. And it was kind of the first like chance to be with all these people again since indoor season and like get that drive from other people. So I like spent and having gotten to run on that track before in past years, I was just really excited to be back because junior year Hamlin, I had just gotten over pneumonia. So I definitely like was excited to come back and get a try again. And I just felt like my big thing this year also was just trying to like feel at peace before races. So I just felt like very peaceful, like through prayer and getting ready and trusting my work. Um, so just on the line, like I was so excited to go.
Yeah. So how'd that race go?
It was awesome. Yeah. Someone took like, yeah, she took it, which was great because
Yeah, I love
a lot of people didn't.
Yeah,
And then just I just watched Aaron win his before, so that was like awesome. And I just kind of was like, okay, let's do this. And Lauren stayed so close, gave me such good competition. But at the last 100, I just like envisioned the end of my workouts. I was like, okay, I've run so many last 100s, like, let's do this. And then crossing the line, seeing the time, like, whoa, like that just happened again. Wow. It was awesome.
yeah. Another 2:07.
Yeah.
Outdoors too.
Yes.
Is great. Yeah. And Hayden, shout out Hayden for taking it out.
Yes.
I love her. Like she's so much. She's an awesome, just awesome person to talk
Yes.
to, and just I love when people just take it out and just
Yes.
go for it. And
That's great.
I'm not. This is a takeaway from your accomplishment at all, but she's gonna do amazing in college.
Yes.
And at MSU,
Yeah.
she's got all the tools, and everybody there in that race was just like everyone just. It was such an honor to be there. Just
Oh, that's
experience.
yes. Go Minnesota.
It was like I think it was the race that because I think it was. I mean, state prelims the year before, but this was the race that I think people started to notice Minnesota as like, or that Hamlin. The whole meet was like
that was awesome.
what the heck?
Yeah.
Like this is insane thing to be. I mean, what's it like? It's because you all are racing each other, man. It's all like, there's competition, right? But I think there's something to be said about like the idea of being on like almost like a state community as like a team. So like, what does it feel like, being responsible for like this next trackplation wave of Minnesota running and just putting our state on the national stage of track?
I mean, there's so many people in our state doing that, but it's so exciting to get to be a part of. And I feel like Minnesotans just like everyone in the Midwest, like just knows the winters and like, especially like getting to be on an indoor team this year and like working through the cold, dark months all together. Like it just shows that Minnesota's ready.
Yeah, I think I have yet to not mention this on a podcast that I've made, but like what Zeta winning last year was huge for the state as well. NXN.
Yeah.
Like seeing that.
So cool.
Like,
yes.
We're getting this is serious. This is getting serious
for
now.
Sure.
This is great. Now, one thing I was like noticing after you had, and this, well, I mean, like this is one of those episodes where I talk about the same thing over and over again, but when you had dropped that 2:07 and you got interviewed after, like, everyone, I'm sure it was in the back of people's minds, like, oh, are we going to go for Ruby's 2:03 at whatever Nike meet? And when you said you were like, I just want to keep working hard and having fun.
Yeah.
So when and this is, I don't know if it's maybe, because it's just so interesting to explore that mindset. Because like that almost like seventh grader youthful, like child mindset, but now you're applying it to running these crazy times. So how does that mindset play into both how you run now, how you will run in the future, and just generally how like you carry yourself in life?
Yeah, I feel like it just really helps you like show up every day, whether it's a day that has the result you're hoping for or a day that doesn't go as you want. Just remembering, and like I feel like that mindset is like the product of faith.
Yeah.
And that's just like living it out, which is what my goal is to do. And obviously I still have so many goals like within, but more outwardly just like showing everyone that you can enjoy the process and like
Yeah.
smile during your reps, have fun conversations with your teammates during the rest, because those are the moments you'll remember a lot.
Right. Like when we went to Hilo Buffalo, it wasn't, my favorite part of my season was dropping my PR by 26.4 seconds in the mile. It's like, no, it was when I went to the arcade thing with my friends at South Dakota. I think that's what sticks out the most. I think it's just such an amazing thing. So postseason, what were we looking for out of state? What were we looking at for nationals? How did that go? Like just blow through that the end of this season.
Yeah, so state prelims was super fun. Like obviously it was like a big like moment where you're so excited that you PR'd, but you're 0.01 seconds away from a record that you've been working at.
So Ruby's record was, so there's kind of confusing because it's two records because it's in season season. Ruby, I don't know how she ran 203 at whatever meet it was.
Yeah.
New Balance, whatever. But her in-season record, 206.5, you ran 206.51 in prelims. So you're like, so what was that like?
It was just, like, it's so hard because, again, it's a PR, like, first time in 206 territory. But at the same time, you're like, oh my gosh, 0.01, like, that's, like, a centimeter more of a lean, like, if even. But, like, just being like, okay, like, I PR'd, now let's, and, like, that race felt super good. Like, at the end, I wasn't, like, super tired and like I can never run that pace again. So just refocusing. We have a day in between our state meets. So really using that day to just like not think too much about running, but like get excited. And then in finals, just knowing it was my last time racing for Chaska. And the goal was to go out faster to try to set up a really fast race since prelims had felt so good. But the race didn't go that way and that's okay. So just gotta kick. And then like I came through and it was a 64, just like prelims was. So I was like, okay, I know I can close. So just focusing on finishing that last part.
64. What would you go out in 60?
It was 64, 61. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's amazing just for college. To go out pretty dang fast.
Yeah.
Still very fast. Both in a 61 is crazy.
Thank you. Yes.
And I mean, you could have gotten out in a 61 and came back in a 64, right? So you don't you can't actually say like, oh, I would have ran faster. Races are races and God makes them the way that they are. So it's like, you got college to figure that out.
Yeah,
you got college, you got 4 years. And I think, so then nationals, how was that experience? Just closing out your high school career?
Yeah, it was really fun to be there again, get to be around so many fast people. I went in just like, I had super good workouts leading up to it, and I did the mile night, which was super fun too, and another like big confidence boost. But then, like, it was just one of those races that doesn't quite go as planned. Like, I just didn't really feel like myself. And a couple days later, I did get like a really bad cold, so I think that might have played into it because I think my heart rate was just super high. But like, obviously, can't be too mad about a 209. But I'm already so excited to like race another 800.
Oh, that's great! Yeah. Next, are you gonna run indoors? You know, you are.
There's the 5 for 5, so there's like no red shirting.
Right, there's that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. So you're gonna crank. You're gonna.
We're gonna go.
It'd be great. Yeah. So on that vein, like, what are your goals for college right now, and what are you kind of hoping? And this could be time, this could be experience. Like, what do you want out of the NCAA?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to like continue working so hard, compete at that top level, see what can happen, but then also just like keep like spreading, like trying to spread positivity and like love for the sport, but like showing that you can simultaneously do that while competing at that highest level. And specifically for cross country, like a big reason I'm grateful I'm doing cross country is to like get used to traveling for meets, and like there's not necessarily any expectations. Like my coach told me, we're mostly doing it just to like build the endurance to hopefully withstand really long indoor and outdoor seasons if you're competing at that highest level. So I think that will be really good to ease it in and then come into indoor just ready to go. And I'm so excited for the training group I'll have, and it will be awesome.
what do you take away from this season being from January to June? Like,
Yeah.
with that longer season, what do you learn from that?
I mean, I was like really scared that like, because I had obviously never done indoor before, and I think that's why I was also kind of drawn to do it this year. But I was like just as excited to race as the end as I was at the beginning, which was awesome.
That's huge.
Yeah. So that was super confidence boosting. I think a big part of that was like including cross training days and like after indoor taking like a little break before outdoor and like kind of having multiple staggered builds, which is why I'm so grateful for coaches because I would not know how to do that on my own. But yeah, lots of thought goes into it.
How has Iowa already welcomed you to their, to their program,
Yeah.
even before you set foot on campus?
Yeah.
Well, technically today, but
I like my visit there just felt like so homey. I really love they have like their distance team, but then they have a different mid distance coach. So like multiple opinions, multiple different groups to work with. And all of them are just so nice and work together so well. I love the team. They like constantly texted me after my races, like, congrats, we're so excited to have you next year. But then also a big emphasis like the coaches put on was like, this is your last high school season. Like, we're not gonna like dig into your space too much, like focus on being a high schooler, working with your high school coach. So, I mean, it definitely will be a lot more once I get to campus, which will be exciting.
That'd be great. Cool. All right, 4. This is the last 4 that I always ask people. I'm sure you've watched the thingy, so you might know what I'm going to throw at you. How do you take care of your mental health outside of running?
Yeah. For me, a huge part is like every Sunday going to my church. And like I talked to you, like I think there's only 10 people under 18 at my church. So just like seeing all these people who have lived such different lives, most of them have nothing to do with running in their life, but like they all have so much joy. So just like seeing the joy can come from so many little things like baking, going for hikes, going for walks, talking to your friends. And a huge part is also just like being outside. So like if you're gonna like do some homework, maybe try going outside just to like help refresh.
Cool. What's your why?
To like because I have the opportunity and like I've been given like the resources and ability to run, like so use that as a driving factor to like, work hard every day and see what I can do and hopefully inspire those around me.
Wow. Off the dome, my goodness. Okay. They didn't need to train you at Iowa yet?
No.
Goodness. Okay. What advice would you give to runners just starting out?
I would definitely say to like it's really important to find a group, like whether that's someone you look up to, whether like you know them on a personal level or not, just like see someone putting in all this hard work. And like I feel like so many runners in Minnesota do such a good job at like just having so much fun racing. Like I feel like people are always smiling, congratulating each other after. It's just so awesome to see. So it's like buying into that mindset and that it is a community, whether you know each other like just on a first name basis or you actually like hang out outside of it. And then also just buying into your team, whether like you're a top team in the state or it's just like 5 people who love to run.
That's just Iowa because I copied this from Micah's. But what legacy would you like to leave behind on the Minnesota running community?
I feel like just that like it is a community. Like especially this year after every single race, I feel like I talked to someone, which is so much fun. Like whether we were neck and neck at the end or it was someone in like a different heat and just trying to help inspire people and show them that like this is a 6-year process to get to where you are. And like there's going to be highs and lows in it, but just remembering to surround yourself with your support system throughout it all.
Cool. Thanks for coming on, Noella.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. I can versus I have to. That's such a powerful mindset that I think makes a massive difference in how you approach daily life. It's what turns everyday tasks into blessings. It's clear to see here that Noella is committed not just to her own success, but she's committed to leave a lasting impact on the track community around her, through not just her times, but her positivity. And for her high school career in Minnesota, I can say with full confidence that she's achieved just that. Her model for success shows that you can still accomplish so much and still make it a priority to support as many people as well and bring them along with you. Noella shows us that success doesn't have to be and isn't inherently selfish. I'm Nate Unger, and this was Noella Ross and her hidden race. I'm so grateful you listened to the end. I hope you gained something today from our conversation together. Now, remember to lean on each other and be the best version of yourself.